I could eat a whole bowl of these.
First, we'll make our sauce. In a medium-sized mixing bowl, add 3 tablespoons of low-sodium tamari, followed by 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Get all of that in there. And 1 tablespoon of apricot preserve. Lastly, add 1 tablespoon of dark sesame oil and whisk to combine. Now let's start our prep. I've got some bagged cabbage with shredded carrots in it. We're going to need 4 cups of this shredded cabbage. I like the store-bought as it's already got the julienne carrots in it, which is measured fairly loosely. And we're going to reserve the remainder of this cabbage for plating, which I'll show you towards the end. Now we're going to slice up some green onions. I've got 7 small. You may only need 6 if you've got larger green onions. We're going to chop these up pretty high as we want a good cup of these green onions. We're going to reserve a few of those for plating, and we'll use 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup in our dish. Next, I've got 2 large cloves of garlic that I'm going to mince up pretty well. Watch out for the fingers. Don't want any of that in our dish. There we go. These were fairly large. You may need 3 or 4, depending on the size of your garlic, as long as you get about 1/2 to 2 tablespoons of minced garlic for the dish. Now we're going to use some grated fresh ginger. I've already grated up some of this. As you will see, you want a good tablespoon of this mince or grated ginger. Now we're going to use 2 proteins for this dish. Obviously this is shrimp that's been cooked, peeled, and deveined, and I'm going to take the tails off of all of these and give them a rough chop. The second protein we'll use is some ground pork. I like to give the shrimp a rough chop because it'll add a nice textural component to the ground pork as well as excellent flavor. This was a pound, so it takes a few minutes to get all of this chopped up, but with the magic of editing, we can get this done pretty quickly. All right, there we go. Now we're going to take our shrimp and our garlic, onions, and ginger and head over to the stove. Place a 12-inch skillet on medium heat. Once hot, add 1 teaspoon of peanut oil. And now we'll add our ground pork. We're going to get all of this pork broken down with our Pampered Chef mix and chop. And speed this up for editing. And right here I wanted to show you, while the meat is still pink, this is where I should have added my aromatics, the onions, the garlic, and the ginger that we had prepared. But I didn't do that, so this is a perfect spot to do that. Now that our ground pork is all broken down, I'm going to add in the onions and the garlic and the ginger. And we'll get this stirred in to incorporate, also scraping up any brown bits on the bottom of the pan and allowing those aromatics to flavor that pork. Once combined, we're going to add in our chopped shrimp. And we'll stir this to combine just to reheat the shrimp a little bit. Next, we're going to put in the 4 cups of cabbage with the julienne carrots. And we'll gently get this tossed to combine. And then we're going to add in that beautiful sauce we made. This also add a ton of flavor, as well as it's going to help this cabbage wilt down a bit. This will take about 4 to 5 minutes to wilt down. And while this is cooking, we're going to prepare a crunchy element for our dish. What we're going to do is some air fried wontons. I've got some store-bought wontons, and I'm going to prepare about 9 of these for my air fryer, starting with groups of 3. We're going to cut these in half diagonally to form triangles. Then I'm going to put a light spray on my air fryer tray and arrange my wontons. I need 9 whole ones, but cutting them in half creates a little bit of a puzzle, but we'll get this set up for you. And then once all of those are in, another light spray on the top, and it's off to the air fryer. We're going to air fry these for about 3 minutes at 400 degrees. Making sure that you turn them halfway through cooking so that they don't get over brown on one side. Now, once these are done, we are ready to plate. We're going to start with a little bit of that leftover cabbage that we saved to add a extra crunchy element on the bottom. Then we're going to put in a few spoonfuls of our cabbage, pork, and shrimp mixture. Maybe a little extra one. There we go. And then top off with some of those extra scallions that we had prepared. Next, we're going to place a few of our crispy air fried wontons in there. Ooh, dropped that one. Didn't break. Sometimes I crunch these on top, but I wanted it to look pretty for the video. And then lastly, we're going to put a little bit of store-bought duck sauce on top for that traditional egg roll taste. And then a nice spicy element with this yellow Chinese mustard. And maybe just a little bit more. And there we go. This has quickly become a favorite in our household. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, stay safe and eat well. No.
Wait. I could
take a little bite. Take a little bite.
I could eat a whole bowl of these. I hate you.
Chew it up and then just say it.
Okay.
Why did you say that? Like it's really good. That's so mean.
But you didn't go.
Put them up to your face and do it.
Oh yeah.
All right, look at the camera and say it.
I could eat a whole bowl of these.
No, I like that. I need it to be.